Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 9. Yes, I checked, of Amorous. Today, I have a special treat. I did look up, finally, a list of all the various dateable players, and how to get started on them. And so I think there's one in particular that I would like to give a shot. So let's head in and let's see if we can find where is he? Yes, it is a guy. Although this person here, who is the on the cover art for the game, I think we're gonna save this person for the last storyline that we go after. Part of me just feels like it's, it's just one of those things. But, aha! Our good friend, the bartender. Alright, my hand barely touches the counter before the bartender is right in front of me. From here I can see that his uniform, while dapper, is clearly tailored for the club. His sleeveless vest and cuffed wrists are capped by a revealing tuxedo-styled brief as well. Despite his state of near undress, he seems quite chipper and busts down the counter in front of me with a rag. Welcome to Amorous, hottest club in town. I'm Jax, and I'll be your beverage artisan this evening. So, I looked up how to get Jax's number, and it is everything that I read said that it's the hardest to get, but I know how to do it. There's a specific path we gotta go down. Unlike a lot of the others, which, well, they are mostly just, you talk to them and they'll give you the number. This guy, no, not this guy. He winks at me before continuing. What can I do for you? So we're going to order a drink. I'd like to order a drink. As I slid into one of the stools, he set a glass in front of me. I think I'd like a drink. What did you have in mind? And we're going to ask him to surprise us. After a moment's consideration, I decided that if I was going to try something new tonight, I might as well be adventurous. I put the drink menu down and smiled at the bartender. You know what? Surprise me. His smile lit up immediately. Eyes twinkling with a little mischief, leaning towards me, he whispered in a conspiratorial tone. You absolutely sure? He's got some good expressions too. Alright, hit me. I opened my mouth to speak when he leaned forward and pressed a finger against his Cheshire-like grin. Nope, too late. Flicking his wrists to settle his cuffs, he began. His hands slid beneath the bar, wrist over wrist, and in a single motion he drew out 2 bottles. Flipping both upside down and forward, he poured a shot of each into the glass before me, before flipping them over his fingers like an action movie pistol, setting them down on the bar and releasing them. Next, his hips shifted as I noticed his tail wrapping around the neck of a 3rd bottle, lifting it smoothly off the shelf behind him and letting it roll down the full length of his tail to the small of his back. His right hand snagged the bottle by the neck, bringing it to the front. He gave it a quick shake with his wrist before flipping it over his index finger and setting it down with the other. With another quick hip shift, his tail wrapped around a 4th bottle and launched it into the air. My eyes went wide as almost completely through the arc. He caught the bottle by the neck and held it an inch or 2 above the glass before giving it 2 quick shakes. He tossed the bottle back behind him with a grin as it sailed straight back towards his tail tip. While it snaked around it, the bottle shifted just enough that I could see it slip. His expression went from joy to horror as it smashed into the floor behind him. Damn it, that's going to come out of my check. So as much as I want to stare in awe or freak out, like that would be my first instincts. I know what I have to do is pay for the drink anyway. My hand went immediately to my wallet and I placed it down on the bar. Put it on my tab. You sure about that? That was a $45 bottle of booze. It's not like I'm gonna lose my job over it. At least, I hope I won't. He looked flustered for a second and composed himself. It's my bad, really. Job hazard. I couldn't ask you to cover this. I smiled. It's a good thing you didn't then. I laid out a 50 on the bar in front of him. Wait, what? You're serious? I don't... Congratulations are in order. You actually got me to shut up for a second. I'm just completely blown away by this. It's not a big deal. You gave me a fantastic show. I mean, wow. I didn't even know people could do that kind of thing. You're not helping with the whole looking professional thing here, you know? Oh, that's... Okay, that's conspiratorial. He grinned and put away the remaining bottles. Drinks on me, totally. You've just been too sweet of a customer to charge for one of my experiments. I'll get you your change. And now... Now you need to... As much as I'd like to say thanks, you gotta refuse. You earned it. All of it. Fair and square. That was mind-blowing. Your unabashed admiration is thanks enough, but I do think you forgot something. I furrowed a brow as I put my hand back on my wallet. He smiled and slid a slip of paper over to me. I think you'll know what to do with that. As he moved to the next customer, I flipped the paper over to see a phone number with his name and an embellished script below it. I slid the paper into my pocket. I'll be able to call Jax after tonight to meet up again sometime. Well, so that was one of the harder phone numbers to get in the club. Yeah. So, oh man, I forgot that Kobe looked, you know, completely like this. Yeah. Although, glow-sticking dragon guy over here is pretty cool. Yeah. I don't know, you know, I know part of it's because I'm gay. I understand that completely, but the male models in this game really do look really good. Like, they're just really well done, and just everything about them looks good. Okay, but I think before I embarrass myself anymore, let's call Kobe and get out of here. Shall we head back home? Already? I guess it's getting late. Let's go. Alright, so, that didn't take long. So we're going to do the first meeting with Jax. So let's see what we can do here. Jax, let's call him. That bartender from last night seemed like a really great guy. I think I'd like to get to know him better. Ring, ring, ring. He's not picking up. Maybe he's busy? Bleep. Hey there, this is Jax. If it's morning, I'm probably asleep, and if it's evening, I'm probably at what should be your favorite club. Either way, leave me a message and I'll get back to you. Beep. Let's leave a message. Hey there, it's Sheldon. Just giving you a call to see if you're still interested in meeting up sometime. I'll buy my phone for a while if you call back. Bye. I think that's I'll be by my phone for a while. I ended the call and hoped he'd call back. In the meantime, I can get on with my morning routine. I wasn't too sure whether to make plans, so I got myself cleaned up, had breakfast, watched some TV, anything to dawdle and burn the early morning. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Some of the sound effects in this game, or the sound effects that I do for this game, make me laugh. Anyways, it took me a moment before I noticed my phone buzzing and dancing on the nearby countertop. I snagged it and picked up the call. Hello? I heard some groggy mumbling on the other end at first. It took a few moments before I could make out what was being said. Yeah, who's this? I stifled a chuckle. Hey Jax, it's Sheldon from the club? There was a few loud noises on the end, and a second or two later he seemed considerably more awake. Crap, I mean, hi. Sorry, the club wound up just exploding with people last night. I was taking orders until 3 in the morning and didn't get home till 4. It's nice to hear back from you. How was your night? I know, I was there until 2:30 myself. Wow, that place got packed fast. There were so many cool people to chat with. I wish my brother had told me about that place sooner. Should I be jealous? Haha, good to know you hit it off so well and still thought to call me. I'm flattered. Most people forget I exist after the bar closes down. Shoot. Let's see. I know that this is gonna be one of the more emotional, not dates, but like one of the more emotional storylines. Just because I read a little bit up on this guy's personality and everything, and while he doesn't really do too well with flirting, I know there is, there's a fight later on. Not to really spoil anything, but we'll get there when we get there. Let's ask him out. I didn't mean to wake you up, but I was wondering about something. Oh, what's on your mind? Well, I was wondering if you might like to get out together, outside the club. We could chat without having to shout over the noise, and someone else could make our drinks. But where's the fun in that? Very few people have my particular set of skills. Very true, but I wasn't thinking of mixed drinks. It's early and you sound a little groggy. Maybe you'd be up for some coffee? My treat. I'll even pitch in for a muffin. Muffin, eh? Tempting offer. Sure, I can use a pick-me-up. Give me about an hour or two to get ready. I literally fell into bed when I got home. Sure, there's a coffee shop right near the club. Meet there in about an hour? I've been by a few times on the way home from work. I'll see you there. Click. He seemed a little hesitant. Maybe that's just jitters on my end. Still, it'd be nice to see him again, even if it's just for coffee. As I set my phone down on the counter, I heard a comedically loud yawn behind me. Turning around, Kobe was standing there beaming. Is that date plans I hear so early? Did you meet someone last night? It's so odd just having to do this over and over again with Kobe, considering that, one, he already knew about, as far as our storyline and our timeline goes, he already knew about Lex and saw me do the thing with Lex. Then, he helped me do the thing with Seth. Plus, he and I are kind of doing it on the side as well. So, it's just kind of, it's just weird. Not that it's any of your business, but maybe. Score. I'm happy for you. That's part of why I wanted you to come along to the club. You spend all your time just moping around the house. You needed to get out. I do feel better about it. I'd gotten into a bit of a funk over what happened. It's good to have a real distraction for once. And that's why you should always listen to me. Now, who caught your eye? If you have to pry, I met a guy at the bar. We had a few drinks and we chatted. It was really nice. At the bar, huh? And who was that? Don't you have anything better to do than bug me about my dating life? Nope. That's what I was expecting. If you must know, it was the bartender. Really fun guy once he opened up a little. Jax? You're going on a date with Jax? It's not a date, it's just coffee. Dude, I am so jealous. He's such a cutie. That bow tie? Rawr. I didn't even know he swung that way. What swinging? We're meeting for coffee. Besides, considering how much noise you were making when you got in, I think you managed pretty well by yourself. Oh, I've met a few people and he and I came back to test the couch springs. When did you finally stumble into the bedroom anyway? Not that I don't mind you saving me the triple eyeful. Sure. 2 of them. Anyway, I need to go. Get ready. I'm meeting him in an hour. Hope you don't mind if I grab a quick shower before I go. But you let me go first last time. Yes, but you don't have a date. I mean, someone waiting on you. I knew it. It's a date. By all means, go first, you little Casanova, you. But I want all the details when you get home. Kobe's such a fun character. He really is a fun character. Have fun. He scampered off to the kitchen, barely keeping his grin in check, as I slipped back up to our room. Glancing at myself in the window with my bathrobe half open, I realized just how haggard I looked at the moment. Nothing a good shower and some TLC couldn't fix. The water felt great, washing away my exhaustion. Part of me hated to admit it, but maybe Kobe was right about going to the club. My life had become a little dull lately, and the promise of getting to know someone new was exciting. As I got out and toweled off, my mind kept wandering. I barely knew this guy. What if I have expectations and he doesn't? Kobe didn't even know what sort of people he was interested in, and he certainly seemed a little flaming? Maybe there was something to that. Snapping out of my stupor for a moment, I looked at the clock. Shit, it's nearly time. In my hurry, I made a wrong turn to get to the coffee shop and wound up taking longer than I thought. I pushed open the door and glanced around to see a few couples sitting at tables. Just as I was about to curse myself for missing him, I saw Jax at a counter near the window, nursing a coffee mug and looking outside. His colors were muted, more neutral, and his clothes were considerably less revealing. I placed my order at the counter and walked over. Hey there, sorry I'm late. He looked up out of his reverie and smiled. It's not really a smile. His shade jumped one brighter, though I'm not sure he noticed. I set my coffee down and placed a muffin between us. Sorry, it takes at least 2 of these to get me completely awake at this time of day. He motioned to his coffee before picking it up and downing the rest. He set the cup down and smiled as he noticed the muffin. And you come through again. You, my chivalrous friend, are quite reliable. Are you alright? You looked a little distant and preoccupied. Something on your mind? Ha! I'm fine. Like I said, I need at least 2 cups before I'm at least half the fun I normally am at the club. He cut the muffin in half, and I cut the muffin in half and offered it to him. He smiled and took a piece off the top, absently munching on it. He was a very different person outside of the club. I began to wonder if it was just me. You sure? Seems like more than just a little bit of sleep deprivation. Really, it's nothing. It can just take a bit out of me working a long night like that. Being on all the time, you know? Sorry, not trying to push, just getting a gauge on you. Though, why would you keep working there if it keeps you up so late? It takes a lot out of me, but I wouldn't give it up for anything. I love the interactions, meeting new people, making smiles. He stammered for a moment at his slip-up before letting out a resigned chuckle. Drinks, I mean. It's part of my job to be so energetic and friendly. Not to make out like I'm gonna be a buzzkill, but I apologize in advance if I'm a little zombified this morning. It's hard to be high energy every minute of every day. Hey, I've had days where I came home and immediately passed out on the couch. Though I guess that's a little more depressing than when I'm not coming back from a party or work, and it's just killing time around the house. Still, that's why we invented coffee and muffins, to take the edge off our worst days. True, but we're in a coffee shop. Being social, it's not exactly the worst. I should probably have another cup to get myself together. He waved down a waiter, heading around with a pot and got a refill. After a sip or two, he looked back up at me, smiling. So, I'd like to know a little bit more about you. This guy's fun. He's got fun expressions. He's chatty, or not kind of chatty, but, you know, it's just a nice guy, you know? I like nice guys. So, I hear you have a thing for muffins. Do you normally invite random people to eat them with you? Does it make it less awkward? Like, stuff like that, you know, it's just, you know, it's fun. You were the most interesting person there, and I thought I should get to know this guy better. Is that so strange? Would you think less of me if I said yes? Huh? Why would you say something like that? Heh. Because I'm a relatively attractive, scantily clad bartender. It's like open season on getting a piece of my tail. I enjoy the attention, but not the attention. If you catch my meaning. I'm not sure I really do. You like being the center of attention, but not getting attention for it? Everyone wants to see what's under the uniform, but that's where it stops. I work in a room with hundreds of people on a regular basis, and sometimes it's like none of them actually want to get to know me. They just want to bang the bartender. I suppose that's why you threw me for a bit of a loop. You were nice, and you backed off when I asked you to. I can't believe that. I mean, the way you mixed drinks all night, the banter just talking with you had me wanting to know more. I'm surprised you don't have a million phone numbers every night. I do, it's just none of them really want to call to talk, so much as to call to see if I want to fool around. If you're looking, is that so bad? I'm a little lost about this whole conversation here, and the inflections that are supposed to be implied. So let me try and get a handle on what I'm reading here. Alright, if you're looking, is that so bad? I know I wouldn't be too sad about having my pick of half the people I saw at the club. It's just not my scene. Too many wild oats sown when I was younger, I guess. We both settled into an awkward silence for a moment, just sipping coffee and nibbling on our muffin halves. Eventually, I just had to speak up. Well, I'm not one of those booty callers. I mean, you're quite attractive in or out of your outfit, but I wanted to get to know all about you, not just what I saw at the club. I blushed a little when I realized what I'd said, but he just smiled and let it slide. Thanks. It's flattering, but also nice to know your muffin didn't come with ulterior motives. Nope, just deliciousness and riboflavin. He laughed and began to relax, easing the tension that had been building. Still, something was bothering me. Sorry, I just can't get over how different you are at the club. That can't just be a mask, can it? You think you're going to get my whole life story with just a cup of coffee and a muffin? It's going to take much more than that. Then how about a movie? There's a matinee just down the street in a little bit. Maybe if I had tickets and popcorn, you'll tell me your favorite color? I'm not due into work until 3, and as you could tell from my earlier phone call, I'm not exactly overwhelmed with things to do. But maybe I shouldn't. I mean, we only just met, and I picked up my half-eaten muffin and held it between us. I swear on this muffin that I'm not just in it because you have a cute tush and you mix a mean drink. I'm in this for much more than that. Sorry, I guess it's just a reflex. Not a particularly helpful one either. I set the muffin back down and dusted off my hands. I know you don't like forward. You get plenty of that at work. Let's just go to a movie, enjoy some popcorn, and see how the day takes us. You game? Of course, how can I say no to a muffin swear? It's the most honorable vow one can make with a baked good. Oh my god, these... Okay, this whole storyline is turning into just a mix of, you know, oh my god, I'm hit on way too much and I don't really feel like dating anyone because everyone just wants to get in my pants, and let's be as nerdy and as stupid as we possibly can. God, this is just... Oh. Okay. We both finished our coffee and grabbed our coats. If we hurried, we could just make the 11 o'clock showings. Before we stepped out the door, he paused and smiled at me. It's blue, by the way. I couldn't help but smile as he walked past me out the door. As we made our way to the theater, more of the jacks I met at the club began to peek through. I was happy to see it and kept the conversation light. The Eastwood was one of those older multi-story buildings renovated into a multiplex. While the facade still looked like a charming old-fashioned theater, the inside was equipped with the latest technology. We stepped in through the broad glass doors and up to the ticket counter. Oh, here's a guy named Cryptic. He's very dragonish. Very dragonish. Good morning. What can I do for you? We barely noticed the gentleman in the small ticket booth as he was dwarfed by the vaulted ceilings. The lobby was absolutely massive. Shaking my head, I walked up to the counter and glanced at the board overhead. Did you have anything showing now? Well, we've got a few movies that are just about to start. It's been a slow morning, so we've got seats left in all of them. The two of us looked over the list to pick something out. Jax briefly tried to pay for his own ticket, but I insisted on covering everything. Anything in particular you'd like to see? The previews are about to start. Oh god, what's gonna be good to go with this lizard person? Not romantic comedy. That's definitely out. Personally, I'm not into horror, so let's go with Western. 2 tickets for The Destiny of the Darkest Gun, please. The ticket salesman punched in a few numbers and swiped my card. After he handed me the tickets, I turned to hand one to Jax. Just down the hall there and to your left. Enjoy the movie. As we headed to the theater, Jax turned to me and chuckled. Not exactly the average first date movie. I figured it was a safe bet, just a fun afternoon's distraction where we could both have a chance to get a little more comfortable with each other. Jax insisted on buying the popcorn and drinks, and we settled in for the movie. It did give me time to think. Why was he so different, and why was he so different a person? Was it me? Glancing over, I noticed he was munching popcorn as he watched the screen. He looked back at me and smiled again. Fortunately, the movie pulled my attention away, and soon I was lost in the flurry of gunfights, random explosions, and one-liner catchphrases. We both got caught up in the action and laughed at the terrible dialogue. Midway through the movie, I felt something brush along my hand and looked down to see his on mine. I gave it a gentle squeeze, and in the dim light, I saw him turn just a shade more purple. Once the movie had ended, we held hands for just a moment longer before getting up from our seats. Back out in the lobby, Jax was already 2 shades more vibrant than we had. Jax was already 2 shades more vibrant than when we entered, and far more talkative. Did you see that? Guy gets shot 5 times and still gets back up to finish his whiskey. Or that line, what was it? Oh, you mean just hand me the bottle, barkeep? I got 5 more people to shoot before sundown? We recounted most of the most memorable scenes in the lobby between spluttering laughs. I really should get going. I have a few errands to run before work. I slid my hand into his a moment and squeezed it softly. You had a good time, right? I did. It was fun, getting a chance to spend some time outside the bar with someone. Guess I was feeling a little more jaded than I thought. We stood for a long, awkward moment, neither of us seeming to want to walk away. As I looked up into those bright orange eyes, I knew I had to do something. Oh, how forward should we be? This here, shaking, you don't go on a date and get a handshake afterwards. That's just, oh. It's just basically saying, hey, I had a good time, and I don't really intend to really go out with you again, so I guess we're just gonna be friends and everything. Peck on the cheek is basically, I'm gonna take you home right now, and, fuck you. And so let's go safe, and let's give him a hug. I feel like that's safe. That's probably what I'd do. Oop. I did not mean to, hit that button. Stepping closer, I wrapped my arms around him and pulled him close to me. He tensed a little at first, but soon I felt his hands slide up and settle around the small of my back. We held each other softly for a few moments before stepping back. That was nice. Oh, I heard that he turned purple when embarrassed, but oh, okay, yeah, that was nice. He turned a deep purple for a moment before he regained his composure. I mean, I enjoyed it too. I hope you'll be interested in more, though. Definitely. I'm off in a couple of days. How about we grab some dinner? I'd love to. I can pick you up at your place, say around 8ish. There's a great place near my house I'd been wanting to go to. Near your place, huh? You sure you don't have some ulterior motives? Let's no. Let's be professional about this. Not at all. Not in the least. I can do another muffin swear if you need me to. No need. I'm pretty sure I can trust you. Why don't I meet you there at 8? No point in having you head all the way to my place if it's near yours. We said our goodbyes and parted ways. For me, at least, I felt quite a bit better about the situation. Even if I was a little rusty at this, I still did good enough to keep him interested. Back in the car, I went over the date in my head, smiling as I relived the good bits. I knew I'd be coming home to Kobe and a million questions, but I could still enjoy the memory of my first date in a long time. Alright, so, testing the waters for Jax. We got it. I am going to call that there, though. We're going to save it, and I will see you all next time. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day. Goodbye.